Is a test channel 1 lavalier microphone. This is a test channel 2, the other microphone. This is a test other microphone with the levels turned up. This is with the levels turned up all the way. Testing. Oh, this is so much better. I'm going to put a sticker on this one. Okay, this is mic 2. This looks pretty good. This is testing mic 1. Mic 1.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Testing mic 2. 1, 2, 3.
Is it raining out?
This is take 1 of Natha's interview. Okay. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
So, what's going to happen is I'm going to ask you some questions.
Okay.
And when I ask you the questions, if you could answer it with the question in the answer, like if I ask you what your name is, you can say my name is, so that my voice doesn't end up on the, doesn't have to be on the audio track. Do you know what I mean?
Repeat the question,
Yeah,
basically.
repeat the question in the answer. Okay?
Okay.
So, tell me your name and when and where you were born.
My name is Natha Kiriaksorn. I was born in Bangkok, Thailand, at the Sililat Hospital on December 17th, 1969.
Where do you live now?
I currently live in Bangkok, Thailand.
Tell me the name of your partner.
The name of my partner is Petrada Poonvararats.
How did you meet? Tell me about your relationship.
We met under really strange circumstances. I was married at the time and wasn't very happily married. And so I went out a lot. And she was a friend of a friend. And we went out a couple of times and just got to know each other very well. And that's how we met, through a friend.
So you said you were married. Who were you married to? When did you get married?
I got married really young. I got married when I was 24. I had gone out with my ex-husband about 4 or 5 years previously. And so we've been together for about 4 or 5 years, and I guess we had thought we were ready to get married and everything. And so he lives in Bangkok, Thailand, and I was living in California at that time. But we did meet in the US. And after he went back home, he asked me to marry him, and I said yes. So I decided to move to Bangkok, Thailand, and we got married. But before I actually got married, I had some reservations, and I was going to cancel the wedding, actually. And what happened was he had begged me to not cancel the wedding, and said it was just a phase that I was going through of my uncertainty. And I'd said, well, I guess we can try it for about 4 months, and if it doesn't work out, I do want to not continue the relationship. And so he agreed. And and I think I got married just because everything was already in place. I mean, I had gotten the wedding dress and the rings and the hotel, and because we got married in Thailand, all of our relatives were from my side were flown over to Thailand, like my parents and my grandparents, and so everything was fixed up, and so I figured might as well do it. And my boyfriend at that time was a very kind man, and he loved me very much. And it wasn't him that you know, the problem that we split up wasn't at all his fault. It was all mine. I mean, I was just too young, and and you know, and didn't think I was at a position that I, you know, in my life where I could, you know, settle down. And so what happened was that we did get married, and at 4 months I left him. I left him just, you know, said it's been 4 months and I don't think it's going to work out, and I walked out. And so that's what happened.
So you were together 4 or 5 years before. Why did you have reservations about marriage?
I had reservations about marriage, even though we were together 4 to 5 years. I didn't have reservations at all throughout our entire relationship, and I don't know what happened. I guess I was 19, I think, when we had met, and we got married. And I was 24, and he's about 3 years older than I am, and so he's a little more mature. But I didn't have any, you know, previous relationships, you know, real relationships prior to my ex-husband, and so I didn't really know a lot of people, you know. And when toward the end of the relationship, I began to have more friends and started seeing other people. And what happened was that about 6 months before I got married, I started, you know, thinking maybe I shouldn't get married. But then, you know, it didn't really start to impact me until I flew back to Bangkok, Thailand, and I made more friends, and you know, and there's a lot of nightlife in Thailand, and so, you know, you're 24 and that age, you know, and you tend to go out and you're making great new friends, and I was just having a really good time, and I didn't really have that sort of, you know, I wasn't really partying at all prior to, you know, before going to Thailand, and so my lifestyle really changed, and so I felt that I wasn't, you know, ready to get married. That's, you know, because of, I guess, because I was having too much fun in Thailand, and so it's really because I wasn't mature enough. That was the problem.
Did it have something to do with his family too, or?
It did a little. It did. He's the oldest son of a Chinese family, and that's, you know, like the most important son, and so he gets everything, and they have 6 kids, but they leave everything to him, and they're very, very wealthy, and so there was a lot of expectation of the daughter-in-law, you know, coming from the older son, and because he had older sisters that didn't really get any of the money, they sort of, you know, treated me as, you know, you're lucky, and you know, you should appreciate what you're getting into and things like that. And so I really didn't like that. I mean, I didn't need the money. I mean, I could support myself, and I didn't need to be dependent on anyone or anyone's money. So it did have a little impact, but I don't think that was the main reason why I had left him.
So did you feel like you just had more freedom if you weren't married, or?
Is everybody going to see this video?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
What you cutting things out?
Okay. Well, I'm bisexual, and I've always dated men in the past, and you know, and but my real, you know, regular relationship was with my ex-husband for a long time. But toward the end of the relationship, I sort of realized more of my sexuality, and although I've been interested in women all of my life, I never really acted about, you know, on those feelings until I met someone about the 5th year of our relationship, and so sort of changed my perspective in terms of, hey, am I really going to be happy married to a guy, or do I want to be living with, you know, a girl, for example. And so I was really confused about my sexuality. But the one thing that I do know that the one thing that I do know is that I am bisexual for sure. I mean, I like